Hi. So I just wanted to do a little update video about this upcoming trip because I leave in less than a week and I'm so excited. But several people have kind of asked me why I'm going on the trip in the first place. So, as much as I like to try to plan life out and have traditionally thought of it as a math problem, if I add 2 to 2, I will get 4. I've realized it's more like an art project. So I'm trying to have a little more flexibility around things that happen that aren't how I hope they would happen. So recently had a thought that maybe I needed to sell my place and move away. And my first thought was maybe I move to France because I love my French family and I just feel like it's a warm hug over there and I feel loved and accepted. And my grandmother lives over there. She's 92 and I thought it would be a nice time with her. So I thought, well, if I go to France, I would want to visit some people before I go. So I started kind of thinking about who all I would want to visit. And another thing that I love to do is travel out west, which I've done a couple times. So then I kind of just put it all together and I found a residency by Ted Klontz out in South Dakota and signed up for that. So something I have always struggled with is being, let's see, how shall I say this? Being brave enough to get out of my head and actually do stuff. So I can think something to death, I can plan something to death, and then in the end, never do anything at all. So this is kind of a way for me to challenge myself in being brave. To be honest with you, I would prefer to do something like this with someone else, to have a shared experience and, travel buddy, a friend, a partner, whatever. It would be more enjoyable for me traditionally. But I also realized how many people can take 6, 7 weeks and just go and not know exactly when they're going to get back. So there's actually kind of a really cool element to it, which means that I get to travel by myself and stay as long as I want in one place. That's the other thing that I'm doing that is very out of my normal mode of operation, which is that I'm not planning everything out. I have a few Airbnbs booked just on the first leg of the trip. And then after that, I do not have a set itinerary. I have kind of an idea of a lot of things that I'd like to see, but I figure that I'll meet people along the way that will inform me of things that I haven't read about in books or on the internet or looked at in an atlas or whatever. So that part of it really excites me. Now, I will tell you that as I've been planning it, fear jumps in a lot. It says, Leah, you shouldn't be spending this money. You really need to save your money and find a job and just get to work. And then I will say, thank you for that. I realize that I've always been frugal. We've got the means to do this. We're going to do this. And when I say we, I'm like talking to my fear. It's a fun technique that my therapist taught me. The other fear that will jump in is like, okay, well, you might camp to save money, but then what if you get eaten by a bear? That's going to be a horrible end to your trip. This is the way my brain works. So then I'm like, okay, thank you for that because I previously didn't have a bear plan, but now I know that I need to think about. Thank you, fear. I realize that your main concern is keeping me alive. So thank you for that because I want to stay alive too. So I'm going to listen to you and we're going to think about a bear plan and we'll prepare. So that's kind of the way I've approached the trip. Normally, before, I would just listen to the fear and be like, oh, yeah, no, shouldn't go on a trip. Definitely want to stay away from the possibility of getting eaten by a bear. And then I never do anything. So I'm working on becoming the gas pedal in my own life. I've traditionally relied on other people to do that because I'm kind of cautious. I like to say I'm the brakes in any kind of relationship. So I rely on other people to create the fun for me. And I'm realizing that I've just got to do it for myself. If I want to go kayaking and I can't find anybody to go kayaking, well, guess what? I just need to get my butt up and go do it. So that's how I'm planning my trip right now. After I get back, then I'm going to think about the possibility of moving to France for a period of time. So that will be something I'll start to work on after this trip. We're not there yet, but that's kind of that was the whole reason for wanting to do this trip in the first place. So if that explains to you why I'm taking a massive, probably 7,000-mile trip, there you go. I want to visit loved ones. I want to see places that I've never seen, and I want to take some time to work on myself. So there you go. Thanks a lot.